Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Sean. Today I'd like to show you how to deploy an app and launch it end-to-end without any background, without any preparation, just under 10 minutes. And let's get started. So today the tools that we're going to use are Vercel, V0, Github, and Cursor. And the problem statement is basically that people don't know how to launch an app within 10 minutes. And that's actually a question that I got a lot from people who are from either, a marketing background, a product management background, or people without a computer science but are slightly technical, like data scientists, data engineers, but they don't know how to do things end to end. And the requirements is basically that we're going to launch an end-to-end web app that will end up with an active URL, which means that you can share it with your friends and family. Number two, that we're going to use this thing called a router to navigate through different pages, such as might have a sidebar, and then it can click on different sidebars to jump into different pages. And thirdly, we're going to use this tool called V0, which is one of the newest tool that Vercel launched for you to iterate product and build things from scratch just through prompting. And of course, last but not least, we want it to be very mobile friendly, modern looking, and simplistic. Let's get started. So we have three different desktops. The first one, I'm going to keep all my notes in Notion. The second one was I already opened my cursor in a terminal. The third one is just a browser. So in terms of cursor, this is where you're going to see the page. If you're a data scientist or if you have never touched coding before, this is like a console where you're going to write your code. But the good news is that now with AI, you pretty much just need to speak English or any language you feel comfortable with and just start building. So yeah, in case you don't know, right, you can just search cursor.com right here, and you can just download it for your Mac or I'm not sure if it already there's an existing version for Windows, but yeah, it looks like there's only a Mac version. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's get started. So this is where you're gonna see on the left hand side is a sidebar that shows you where are different folders for your previous projects. Some of you who are my old audience might know that this is where I had my previous projects, and this thing is called a terminal where you're going to navigate through different folders and you can give it some command code. So now let's just get started. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to click anywhere and then do Command L. You see I'm going to turn on this chat box over here, and I'm going to say hey, help me start a Next.js project, which is the tool we're going to use with an app router structure, right? This is how we're going to navigate through different pages using Tailwind CSS to make our app look modern and simplistic. Last but not least, help me set up the folders we need for the project, such as components, libs, and the rest of the files that a modern Next.js project would have. Show me step by step on how to get this done. Okay? Yeah, hit enter. Now you can see that it's already prompting out. And yeah, it's basically showing me the end-to-end, steps of how to start this whole thing, right? So you can see like now it's using this command called npx. It's just a company name, a package name that's using npms to create a package. So you can see like this is called create next app. Next is the framework we're using called Next.js, and the app name, the folder is called my Next.js dash app. We don't want that. We want to call it our own app. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do copy paste npx create next dash app at latest, and then what I'm going to do is I'll call it how should I call it? Launch an app to be consistent. Yeah, launch an app, and then just hit enter. Cool. I'll just follow the steps over here. As you can see, it tells you what answers you should do. Click yes to proceed. Okay, so something is wrong. Let's figure it out. Could not create a project called LaunchAnApp because npm naming restrictions. So I think, yeah, because it cannot contain capital letters. So let's just do, instead of LaunchAnApp, let's do small letter launch and dash app. Hit enter. Okay, now it's running. So I'm gonna just accept a lot of these default options, like TypeScript, yes, async link, yes, Tailwind, yes, source directory, no, app router, this is what we want, yes, turbo back, no. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for default for everything. So it's very nice that the AI has created this folder structure for us with an app folder that has two different pages, basically layout and page. What layout does is that it shows you, for example, if you're having some kind of login, or you want some information that's shared across multiple different pages, like you don't want to log in on every single page, you put these kind of thing called a context over here. And the page is the main page that you're going to see on your domain. Like if this is called google.com, then this page.tsx will be your search bar, right? If this is Airbnb, then you're going to see all the listings on this page.tsx. And as we told it, we wanted a components sort of structure. What components does is that we won't want to keep all the code in page.tsx. We can keep everything within the components folder. So cool. Looks like the app has been created over here, right? So let's see. Instead of following all of these things, what I'm going to try to do is that let's see what's useful. Update the root layout structure, create a basic util file, npx tailwind, blah, blah, blah. I don't think I need any of that. So what I'm going to do right now is that instead of staying here, which has a lot of distractions, I'm going to click on File and Open Folder, Sean Tech Stories. I'm just going to enter this domain for LaunchAnApp and click Open. You see, like now I jumped back to this domain with just this folder, right? And then we can just hit on Terminal on the top bar and say New Terminal, right? And then we can hit Command L to open the chat box again. So what we're going to do is that we're just going to say, hey, you see, like this is under app page.tsx. This is our code, by the way. And don't worry if you have never write JavaScript or TypeScript in the past. All you need to do is just to learn along the way and understand the basics and make sure that you know what this structure is. That's the most important thing here. And the command that you're going to do to launch this app is very simple. npx run dev. Sorry, npm run dev. My bad. You see now it's called a local host with this link http localhost 3000. If I do command click on it, you can see that this page has been rendered. What it does is that you see there's some buttons over here, deploy now. If I click on it, that leads me to this Vercel web page. How did that happen? We can go back here and search, Command Shift F, just search deploy now, right? And you found it over here, right? It's because of this button that's been written over here. So all you gotta do is that, let me show you something cool. Let's say deploy now, right? And let's hit Command S. You see that there's a real-time update over here. And what happens is that like this button has been updated real-time over here. You see, it's like real-time update for everything. If you change something on the page, right? So I know we say like 10 minutes. We got about 1 minute and 20 seconds left. What I'm gonna do next is a couple of things, right? So firstly, I don't want to see this default thingy. So what you can do is that you can find this div over here, the last div over here, and just select everything between this div and just delete it, right? Div is like a section that shows all the content within, like you wrap it in, and this is like the class name is basically putting all the, like how you show the tabs, the size, the color, all these kind of things, right? So what we're gonna do is like, let me just do P, hello, this is Sean, Command S to save it, and go back here, you see? Everything is updated. So I'm just gonna like launch this to an actual website, because right now this web is a local host, meaning that it's been hosted right here in this terminal. It's not on a website. Nobody else can have access to it. What you gotta do is that two things. Number one, create a GitHub project. Number two, commit it to GitHub. Number three, deploy it to Vercel. Here's how we're gonna do it, right? So let's go back here let's go to github.com. And what you got to do is click on new over here. And we should give it a depository name. I'm going to call it LaunchAnApp, right? And then it's a public folder because I can't let you guys see it. And I will just say, hey, create repository. So now you've got a GitHub repository. What GitHub does is that it saves all your code. This code base will basically be connected to a lot of the cloud platforms that you're going to use. And also, if you're working in a team, this is very helpful for you to collaborate with the rest of the team. And what you got to do is very simple. You can just copy this, right? I'm just going to copy this. Command C, go back to the code. I'm going to do Command L to start the chat. I'm going to tell it, hey, I just created a new GitHub repo. And here are the info of the repo. Help me add the right content to .gitignore and commit it to GitHub. Okay. So I can just do Command Enter, so that if you do Command Enter, it's gonna read your whole structure of your code and then give you a command, right? So here's what we're gonna do. So let's see. Yeah, it says that here's the command we're gonna do, right? All you gotta do is let's do it one by one. By the way, this one what I did is I right click and do split terminal. You see, you can open an extra terminal over here, and I'm just gonna kill it because I already have one. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is let's firstly init the Git. That's basically saying, hey, it's project, we're gonna add you to GitHub now, right? And let's do git add dot. This means git add everything from here, right? And then what we're gonna do is when we're gonna commit everything over here, what commit does is that it commits all the changes that you have just done. Why is there a change? Because originally your GitHub is empty and you have already got a lot of files over here. That's why all of the files are a new change, right? And the next step is that you do git branch -m main, and then git remote add origin. Last but not least, git push. Cool. So now let's refresh this one more time. Oh, I think I went back one step. Refresh this one more time. You see, all the files have been updated here. Let's double check. Let's go to app and let's go to page.tsx. You see, it's saying, hello, this is Sean. This is the updated version of the code. So now let's just deploy it and let's have a live website of it, right? So what you got to do is that you can go to this website called Vercel.com. Vercel.com. Because I already logged in and I have an account, make sure that you log in with your GitHub account because that makes things a lot easier. I have all of my previous projects over here. What I got to do is that we can click on Add New Project, right? And you see that because I share my data with GitHub, it will already know that this new app has been committed 48 seconds ago. All I got to do is click on Import. And because I have no environment variable, no build output settings, it's all written in. We just gotta hit deploy. And technically, if nothing goes wrong, this is it. You will have your first app live on the website. Let's see. Take another. Usually, it takes like 40 seconds to deploy it. And while we're waiting, while we're doing this, right? My background was in data science, and I learned how to do full stack engineering before ChatGPT came out. And all of a sudden, when GPT-3 came out, I felt this huge amount of relief because previously I thought maybe I was dumb or something. But eventually, you're going to bump into these kind of errors all the time, and you have no idea what's going on. And now all we got to do is that we can just, ask AI about it. I kind of know what this error means, but let's just pretend that we don't know, right? Let's just copy this, go back here. Right? I just paste it here. All right. This is a new building error. We put it in. You see that the issue is that the error occurs because you're still leaving this image component, right? Where is image? Let's find out. Command Shift F. You can search your entire code base. Just put image right here. Oh, you see, I never used this image because we deleted all the rest of the content. Remember that? And all I gotta do is just delete this, remove the space, Command S, save it. And here's a few tricks you can do. Firstly, you can do clear to have a clear view. And what you can do next is that you can do git status. You can see that this page has been modified. App router page.tsx right here because we have updated something. And what you got to do is very simple. Git add dot git commit dash m updates by deleting image. Leave a little comments there and git push. And if you go to this project and go to deployments, you can see that our first commit was failed, but the second commit, updating by deleting image, was updated here automatically. So this is a very convenient little step here because all you got to do is just commit to your GitHub. You don't have to come back and forth with Vercel because the building process is going to happen automatically, right? So I think it's gonna be done very soon. Normally it takes 30 to 45 seconds. Building. You see, we already have a domain over here. This is our URL, by the way. If we go back to our product requirement, we're gonna launch an end-to-end web app with an active URL. This is it. See, now it's ready. So we can just click on the first one. Oh, this is Sean. That's it. An app has been launched by you. If this is the first time, congratulations. This is the first time. So what I can do is that I can open an incognito window and just paste it here. You see? It's live. It's right here. Cool. So the first step has been achieved. With user router, navigate through different pages with a sidebar, use V0 to help iterate, modern friendly, modern looking, simplistic style. I don't know, I think we can, yeah, let's stop it right here. And I'm gonna keep building that in the next video. Peace. Thank you very much.